think I'm live. What's up? What's up? Hello, hello, hello. Come in, show some digital love. YouTube and Facebook. Listen, I listen to audio tapes, right? Quite often while I'm in my vehicle. And so it's gonna have a dark background, but I make my vehicles my library, right? I'm always listening to something, not just come in and listen to music, or if I'm listening to a type of music, it's going to be the type that mentally puts my mind in a great mental place, peacefully, right? And so I'm listening to this audio book by Steve Harvey, Jump, and I want you all to listen in to what this audio book is discussing concerning his taxes, right? Long time ago, some years ago, right? Thank you for the digital love. He owed 8 figures back in taxes. So as I'm driving, you all listen along. Let me know. Show me some digital love. Let me know if you can hear the audio, and I'll start it from here. So listen in on Steve Harvey talk about the 8 figures that he owed in taxes and how he climbed out of that. And then I'm going to come back and discuss money, credit, and taxes.
Untimely death. When I discovered that he had not filed my taxes for 7 years, I was in shock. For 7 whole years, I hadn't paid a dime to the IRS, even though each year I'd sent him a check for my taxes. He never cashed the checks or filed my returns. I saw all those checks and returns on his desk, and my heart dropped. By the time my manager and I went through all the paperwork and learned that between non-filing fees and penalties, I owed so much money I could not think straight. Over 8 figures. I had married Marjorie. I had 7 children and a new wife who were depending on me. We had 4 teenagers at the time whom we eventually wanted to put through college. I was intimidated by the tax bill, but I was mostly worried about breaking the news to Marjorie. We had just said our vows, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. And the first thing we had to face as a couple was owing the IRS that type of money, which we didn't have. We started our marriage in a financial hole. I was worried that she would think I wasn't able to take care of our family, or that I was not the man she thought I was, or that she needed me to be. It was one of the toughest conversations of my life to have to tell her. I had just found the woman of my dreams. We'd just blended our families and moved to a new state. And we were now faced with a devastating financial situation so early in our marriage. I had buddies and people on my team who said, "Steve, don't tell her. It's better that she doesn't know." But I knew I couldn't do that. As Slick Harvey's son, I knew that I wouldn't be able to face myself as a man if I didn't come clean to her. My father set a strong example for me and my brothers about how to be a good father and husband. He never let our family down. My father always made sure that we were covered and protected. I remember distinctly when I was a little boy, probably around age 8 or so, standing there waiting for my mother to pull on her coat for our bus ride downtown. My father...
All right, so that's the small clip that I wanted to play of that. Owing back the IRS, right? Steve Harvey said his 7-year accountant had died, and he was sending in the checks, and he thought his tax bills were being paid. And when his accountant unexpectedly died, he found out, right, that he owed 7 years of unpaid taxes, 8 figures. And I'm saying this to say this: make sure you get the right advice and consultation concerning your financial future, concerning your finances. It's too many people who try to listen to advice for free, meaning that they take pieces of my videos, and I thank you for watching, But just know there is nothing that I would ever say in a free video that I would charge somebody to tell them. And so making an investment, right? Making an investment to get your taxes professionally, looked at, or a quote, your credit professionally looked at. And one of the things that he stated in this, or that was stated in his audio, in his audio book, Jump. This is the audio book. Is that, he and his wife started their marriage in a financial hole. You're looking to marry someone, you're looking to date, you need to make sure both of your credit is on point. As much as you can about their entire financial situation, their student loan debt, what they owe, what other debt that they may owe. You don't want to start your marriage in the financial bind when you're hustling backwards, right? And that, I'm sorry, I pushed the gas too fast. And stop trying to not just hustle backwards, but to try to hustle on free. Stop trying to hustle on free. Stop trying to listen to videos and not want to pay people for their expertise. I just took my truck, right, to a mechanic. And, I explained what's wrong, somewhat knew what was wrong, but I couldn't fix the problem. Now, somebody else probably say, well, I could have fixed the problem. That's you, but when it comes to finances, if you have no financial education, don't pay for these rapid tax refunds. Give up $600-700 out of your income tax return because you can't be patient enough to file on the filing date, which is the 27th of this month. Stop putting yourself in those predicaments where you're always in a rush in January, the first week or two in January to file your tax return, only to go out and misabuse that money again, only to be 2 or 3 months rich, or feel rich for 2 or 3 months. Don't be car rich, don't be house rich and financially or credit poor. What I mean by that is, don't go out here and spend money on car notes and your cars are financed at 10, 15, 18, 22% interest rate, right? And now every monthly payment that you're making on that vehicle note is only going towards the interest, which means it's not going towards the actual loan. It's going towards the interest that's applied to the loan every month. I have looked at people's credit report. I have consulted them and coached them. Hello, Nana. Hello. I have told them you're paying 18% interest rate on this vehicle. You need to invest in your credit. You need to get out of this bad debt. And they want to. They're not hungry enough to get out of their situation. They're not see how their vehicle finance is eating up their cash flow, right? Or some of them say, well, I get a new vehicle and, and you won't even look at what's the total cost of purchasing the vehicle. You'll just say, can I afford the monthly payments? You'll just wonder if you can afford the monthly payments. What about what it's going to be costing you? What about the interest rate on what you'll get financed on? Don't look at if you get an income tax big enough to pay down, to even get into the car. If you don't have a job sustaining you enough or your income is not high enough, right, to pay a car lump sum, then you can't afford the car, right? And so, well, I'm just going to hustle and make the monthly payments. Well, what about the maintenance that comes along with it, the gas, the insurance that you have to pay, especially if you're a young driver? So I see so many people abuse their tax refund. I see so many people try to take, advice from here or there. Make sure you're doing your taxes right, where you're not getting audited. And make sure you invest, right, and some financial knowledge. Learn about the stock game and how to trade stocks, especially if you're a young person. Learn how to brand yourself and brand your business. Learn how to protect your intellectual property, right? If you have a good name, a good slogan, learn how to get that copyright and trademark. Those are investments and things you should be doing with your income tax. Learn how to flip that income tax into learning how to trade stocks, right? Instead of going out buying the norm, a TV, a bigger screen TV, so you can watch somebody else's reality, right? Because you're not happy with the reality of your life. Another car, another vehicle, or just clothes, just going on shopping sprees, right? So that was my snippet. If you came in late, you need to rewatch this video. I played the first beginning of the audio version of Steve Harvey and how he was 8 figures in debt to the IRS. You don't want to play with the IRS when it comes to these taxes and tax refunds. You want to be legit, and you want to be as accurate and honest as you can be. I had a YouTube on would you rather have an 800 credit score or 800 or $8,000 AK back in tax return. And a lot of people said what they thought was the intelligent answer. Well, I would rather have an 800 credit score. Well, if you don't know how to use that credit score, right, to create more cash flow, get the 8K, get the 8,000. Learn how to invest that money. Learn how to save it, right? Then invest in getting some financial education. Take some online classes. First thing you should start with is buying the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, right? Then get your credit score straight. Buy that book if you haven't read it, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And if you're young, learn how to trademark your ideas, your business, get those incorporated. If you have a business name, a business idea that you want to do, protect your intellectual property. Somebody could take your idea and monetize off of it because you haven't got it trademarked. You haven't got that slogan copyrighted, right? And then learn how to use your credit to use the bank's money to make more money. So you flip your credit, flip your taxes, and then learn how to flip houses, man. Learn how to invest in real estate and tax liens. Learn how to buy your first property and be a renter, be a landlord. Even the Bible says I will give you houses you didn't build, right? Learn how to have real assets, which is real estate, right? And make those money moves. Flip your credit, flip your tax refund, and flip your money. Hey, I'm signing off again. If you came in at the end, watch the beginning of this video as we listen to Jump by Steve Harvey. This is the Queen of Credit here and cash flow. Reach out to me, email support at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com, or just visit my website, fixmycreditandcash.com. It's my website as well. www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Book a consultation. Let's look at your credit report. Let me give you an analyst for a small investment of $50. Dissect your credit, what you need to be done, what needs to be done, what should be done to improve you, to get you that 720 credit score and beyond, so you can sign your name and be done and increase your cash flow so you can decrease hustling backwards. Hey, I'm signing out. Queen of Credit here.